guys. Well, welcome to Malvern Books. It's good of all of you to come out here on a Friday, hot Friday. So Owen, my good friend Owen Egerton, is going to read first, and then Walter Moore. I'm going to read after him. But thanks again to Malvern. Really appreciate you guys having us out tonight. So let's see. Owen, one of the founders of the Alamo Drafthouse, master Pancake Theater. He's acted in several films. He emcees fantastic debates at the Fantastic Fest. He hosts a public radio show, The Write-Up. He's written 4 books of fiction, Hollow being his most recent. He directed 3 films, Mercy Black being his most recent film, was just released by Netflix. And what else would I say? Owen and I have known each other for a long time. We met in rehab, and we've been friends ever since. All right, Owen Egerton, everybody.
Wow. Just hearing what it says. Look at that. How about that? Oh, it's good stuff. I think I've written more books than that. I think it's a lie. I noticed none of you guys are using the most comfortable seats in the entire room. Like there's these beautiful, from the salon of the Titanic, front row seats, and you guys are using ACC classroom seats, which is fine.
Stay humble, Owen.
What now?
Trying to stay humble.
Yes, humility is the key to humility. So really great to be at Malvern Books and celebrating Walter Moore and his collection of short poems. Thank God they're short. And it's really cool. So the book, they said, what book would you like us to have here? And I was like, all my books. I'm sure you guys already have them. I'm a local author. You want to celebrate me? They said, we have none. We have none of your books. We don't know who you are. Why are you in our store? And then they ordered a bunch of Hollow, which I was like, oh, I'll read from Hollow. But Hollow is kind of a depressing book in parts, with a real chirpy ending. But I was like, oh, let me read something else. So instead, I decided to read a short story of mine that is a little bit dated, but I think we're all kind of dated, aren't we? So that's what I was going to read, and I don't know, for some reason, there's something in the spirit of this that reminds me of Walter. Walter and I used to do these events back in the day, back when we were in grad school, and immediately after, we would do these reading events where we would host them, and basically both of us were a little bit high on the beats. We're like, what if you drink too much and read? What if you're high when you write? Turns out both bad ideas. Doesn't work. But we did have some really fun reading events, both at the Escapist bookstore, which was a bookstore that had the unique attribute of not selling books, and in my backyard and other places. It was super fun. We would have reading events and throw parties, and that was a really fun thing to do in those years. So yeah, I'll read this short story. At this time, I don't know, maybe, I was going to read something from this word now, but I don't know if it's going to be time. Anyway, we will go forward. And this is a story that, although it's not dedicated to anyone ever before tonight, I dedicate it to the one and only Walter Moore. Would you give it up for Walter? Look at that. Yeah. Actually, a real bastard, but a hell of a guy. This is called Challenging, Repulsive, and Awesome. Did you find everything you needed? Good. Okay, Diet Coke, Twix, Camel Light. I'm surprised you smoke. Your teeth are so pretty. More gum. Oh, already. You bought some this morning. Yes, I remember. You came in once this morning. Last night, twice. 4 times yesterday, 3 times the day before, and once at 3 a.m. That's a lot of time in the Stop and Shop. I understand. It seems like I'm here all the time, right? Like I never leave. Well, it's true. I'm always here. I never leave. I'm the only employee of the 24-hour Stop and Shop. Really? First, I was hired. I was hired by this tall man, originally from Nigeria. I don't know who hired him, someone who lives somewhere else. I was made the night manager in December. I called my father to tell him. He was in a nursing home and didn't understand me anymore. It didn't mean much, night manager, just that I worked nights, 10 to 6. At 6 in the morning, the tall man from Nigeria came in for his shift. One day he didn't. I waited, but nothing. And the customers kept walking in, morning rush for coffee and energy bars, so I served. The afternoon woman came in at 2, and I went home to sleep, but I couldn't sleep. I fed my cat, I sat on the couch, and I waited for 8 p.m. and the Stop and Shop. It was growing then, the idea. So simple. Great ideas are simple, like Slim Jims. I worked that night, and by morning I was maybe even praying that the Nigerian wouldn't show. But he did, so I fired him. I fired him with a strong voice, claiming authority from someone who lived somewhere else, and the Nigerian left and didn't come back. For 4 months, my life was 2 shifts and an empty third. My father died in his sleep. One day, the afternoon woman came in crying. I told her she could go. I'd cover her shift. The first consecutive 24-hour shift in the Stop and Shop. Sometimes you see the change your life can be. You see it right before you. When the afternoon woman came in the next day, I handed her $500 and told her to find a good man. Then it was just me. That was half a year ago. I lost the apartment, I'm sure. I'm sure they raised voices and taped warnings to my door. I think about my cat. I like my cat, but the cat never liked me. It only came for food and water. That's all gone. Stop paying rent, no home. Stop feeding the cat, no cat. These are the bonds we build a life on. But you see, I'm doing something here. I know you smile, but listen, I am. This used to be my job. My hours had a price tag, and it was small. I was bad as a cat that stayed for food. Now I burn my paychecks in a metal trash can. All my needs are met. Slim Jims and powdered sugar donuts and sugar-free Rockstar energy drink I eat in the quiet hours when I'm alone and the ice machine hums. Sleep? No, not really. I don't lie down. I mean, that would be inappropriate. I used to take quick naps behind the counter, but that was silly. It was shameful. With discipline, the mind can do amazing things. Don't smile. Really, let me explain. My father owned a book, the Oxford Dictionary of Saints. He loved the saints. Do you know St. Simeon the Stylite? He was a pillar hermit. He lived on the top of a 40-foot-high column in the middle of a city for 37 years straight, had a platform up there about the size of this countertop. They called him holy. Bishops and emperors visited him. They'd yell up questions at him. Bishops and emperors, and at Lent, just to make it harder, he would spend weeks without sitting or lying down, just standing up there, praying. This is real. This is documented history. The book said he provided a spectacle at once challenging, repulsive, and awesome. I know how he did it. Like sleep, like how he slept. I split my head in 2, and I allow one half of my brain to sleep while the other half works. I'm getting so good at it that sometimes the regulars think I'm 2 twin brothers running the store. One brother is logical, no nonsense, good with numbers. The other brother is dazed, but friendlier and kind of artsy. He gives back the wrong change, but in beautiful designs, like silver constellations on the nickels and dimes in your palm. I'm touching your hand. It's probably inappropriate. Why? Was it not clear? Why do it? Well, if my left brain were on duty, I would simply point to the open 24-hour sign and inform you that I am the sole employee. My right brain would answer with some poetic quip, like, may the reason of my reason be free of reason, fa la la la. But both brains, the truth of it would be challenging, repulsive, and awesome. How could you want more than that? And no, you must know, Simeon didn't live on a column because he was a saint. He became a saint up there, somewhere along the way. My cat had been my father's before he went to the nursing home. He'd always had a cat. One would die, he'd replace it with a new one. We can't go out, he'd say. The cat needs to be fed. Can't play the music too loud. The cat can't travel, must work, must feed the cat. He thought his life meant something because he fed a cat. Hush, cats feed themselves. You are necessary to your own life. I am doing something. I'm doing something here. Something challenging, repulsive, and awesome. You laugh, but I can smell the mediocrity on your life as soon as you pass through the auditorium doors. It's stinking up my store. You work some job you don't like, holding your breath for 8 hours a day. You spend your free time on eating, TV, and sleep, or looking for someone to eat with, watch TV with, or sleep with. But I don't sleep. I'm awake. Your soul is as soft and pasty as my skin, but my soul is as sharp and cool as the silver caps on your rotting teeth. I'm sorry, not appropriate. But you will come back. You'll keep checking, seeing if I'm still here. You'll try odd hours, and you'll always find me. You will ask me math questions and my favorite colors, trying to discern which half is at the helm. Some days you won't talk. Every now and then you'll buy something, Slim Jims perhaps, or a sugar-free Rockstar energy drink. You'll linger a little longer each visit. Your skin will change like mine. You will forget to go home. You will forget how to go home. Finally, you will come to me and you will ask for an application. Maybe a stocking job in the back. And I'll give you one. Because we're always open. Always. Here is your change. Here is your purchase. Thank you for shopping. Come again. Thank you, guys. What do you think?
A bit more.
A bit more? You know, that's a stupid question. Once I asked that, if you guys had been like, you're done. No one's going to think you'd be the horrible people. Why did I not just go into it? I don't know, because I need people patting me on the back. I'm an awful sad person. This is prayer, a thing that I wrote. My wife and I wrote a book on the creative act of writing called This Word Now, a sort of writing guide. And this is a little thing. It's a prayer. It's a prayer for writing. I think about it. Actually, I'm seeing people that I've written with and have been friends for decades, and people I know who've struggled and worked at whatever pays your paycheck is one thing, but they spend time with the written word, which is something I think is something to be celebrated. Even if it's not just the written word, maybe it's just some kind of art, some kind of creative nature. Always have seen Walt for years and years and years do that. That whether he's studying or whether he's writing or whether he's just living, he's doing so with a creative nature that's always redesigning the world around him. So this is a prayer I sent out to all of us. Dear God, spare a blessing for the writers. We have traded in the bars and bullfights for university jobs and Netflix. When I wrote that, I didn't realize I'd be writing for Netflix. We sink into credit card debt awaiting publication and then find the advance won't cover the monthly interest. Oh Lord, the books that took us years and blood have the shelf life of warm goat milk. In desperation, we write zombie erotica ebooks under false names, outselling our life's work 10 to 1. Our friends and family flip through our drafts, shake their heads, and return to their games of Candy Crush. In the midst of all this, may we be writers. May we grieve and sin and celebrate all in the same swallow. May we seize morning light and squeeze it into ink and toner. Grant us coffee and honesty and laptops that do not connect to the internet. Teach us to be chefs, plucking herbs from sidewalk cracks and mushrooms from basement floors. And if we fail to provide nourishment for the hungry, may we at least offer the aroma of cooking. We are starving, God, each and every one of us. May we persevere, remembering Emily Dickinson, John Kennedy Toole, and Henry David Thoreau. That said, God, we'd like the timing to be a little kinder in our case. Deliver us, O Lord, from the temptation to once again check our Amazon ranking or Google our own name. May we write books worthy of being banned, outrageous enough to be burned. May we offend. May we be open to the wisdom of our colleagues and know when to forget every voice but our own. May we visit the hearts of pedophiles and tour bus conductors and volunteers working suicide hotlines. May we sneak into the funerals of strangers. May we run mad so we may write for the mad. May we face brokenness so we can give a voice to the broken. A little happiness would be nice as well. May we remember that how we live is essential to how we write and refuse to live small. Stoned or sober, may we piss in the pools of wealthy neighbors, eat in the bars with health code violation, and steal Bibles from homeless shelters. May we make love loudly even when alone. May we embarrass ourselves. May we be lost. May we pen maps so others may become lost as well. May our greatest risk not be our words but our lives, and may our lives spill words like molten rock. Damn the writer's God, then bless us with the words to describe it. And if I sound ridiculous, it is because I am ridiculous. This is my religion. This is my faith. God, cast your gaze upon us. See us in the kitchens and closets and coffee houses, sitting and scribbling, typing, staring off between words. We raise our souls like sloshing glasses of grain alcohol. We toast one another. We smash the glass and we light a match. Forgive our cliches. Heal our poor grammar. Thank you, dear God, for spell check. our Lord, hear our prayer. Amen.